The steady beep of the heart monitor was the only sound in room 314, a dull rhythm that seemed more mechanical than human. Elias Ward opened his eyes slowly, the overhead lights flickering into focus like distant stars. The smell of antiseptic stung his nose, and the dull ache in his chest throbbed beneath layers of gauze and bandage. He blinked up at the ceiling, trying to remember where he was, why he was there. Then it came to him, not as a memory, but as a certainty. He was alive. Because someone else wasn't. A nurse walked in quietly, adjusting his foreline without speaking. Her badge read, April. Elias tried to speak but found his throat raw and dry. You've been out for a while, she said softly, sensing his struggle. Surgery went well. The new heart strong. You're going to be okay, Mr. Ward. New heart. He didn't know what to feel about that yet. Relief, maybe. Gratitude, definitely. But also something else, something heavy. April smiled at him, her voice calm and practiced. You're a lucky man. It's not every day a perfect match shows up just in time. He wanted to ask who the donor was but didn't. There was something sacred about not knowing, something the hospital protocol protected for good reason. Still, that night, as the lights dimmed and machines continued their steady rhythm, Elias stared at the ceiling and whispered to himself, whose heart am I carrying? He didn't expect an answer. But in the early hours of the morning, sleep came with something stranger than dreams. He was standing in the middle of a field. It was dusk. The air was warm, thick with the scent of wildflowers and motor oil. In front of him stood a young woman with curly dark hair, laughing, spinning in circles barefoot in the grass. Aiden, come on, she called. He stepped forward, the name unfamiliar on his ears. And then, a flash. Headlights. Screeching tires. The woman screamed. And then silence. Elias jolted awake, chest heaving, sweat beading across his forehead. The monitor beeped erratically until it matched his breath. He didn't know who she was. Or why she called him Aiden. But the heart beating inside his chest felt like it did. Elias tried to ignore the dream. It was a side effect of the meds, surely. Hallucinations, memory confusion, it happened to transplant patients. The body goes into shock. The mind scrambles to keep up. He told himself that over and over as the days passed. But the woman's scream, the sound of her laughter before it, the scent of that field, they lingered, stubborn and unsettling. Back home, the world felt off kilter. His apartment, neat, silent, lined with books and sheet music, should have brought comfort. It didn't. He couldn't play the piano yet, his chest ached with every deep breath. So he sat in stillness, trying not to hear things he couldn't explain. Like how he knew the smell of gasoline soaked into denim. Or how the name Juno floated into his thoughts uninvited. He hadn't known anyone named Juno. He was sure of that. 2 weeks later, Dr. Mira Holden leaned over a clipboard, skimming his latest checkup results. Her office was warm and faintly lemon-scented, filled with framed diplomas and photos of mountain hikes. You're healing well, she said without looking up. EKG looks strong. Any chest tightness or shortness of breath? No, Elias replied. Then hesitated. But, strange dreams. She glanced up. Nightmares. More like someone else's memories. That earned a full pause. She closed the chat slowly. That's not uncommon, she said, with the practiced neutrality of someone who had said it many times. After a transplant, it's not rare for patients to feel psychological echoes, especially if you're already a sensitive person. Elias raised an eyebrow. Psychological echoes. It's a real phenomenon. You're integrating a major part of another body into your own. Sometimes people project emotions or build imagined stories around the organ. Your mind is adapting. He nodded, but it felt like she'd handed him a diagnosis he couldn't quite believe. I keep seeing a girl, he said. And the name Aiden keeps coming up.